What is happening, guys? It's your boy TC back with another video. So you've obviously noticed I'm doing a few more live videos recently. All that means is basically I can bring you stories in real time. And on this occasion, we're definitely going to be discussing the Aaron Ramsey contract situation. So as you may all know, Aaron Ramsey, his contract is due to come to an end at the end of this season. And of course, typical Arsenal style, we have not secured his contract. It's one of those things that's been happening over the years at Arsenal. We have the likes of Van Persie, who ended up leaving, Sammy and Nasri in most recent years anyway. We saw recently Alexis Sanchez leaving. Mesut Ozil was on the verge of leaving, but the club was able to secure a contract for him. So Aaron Ramsey finds himself in a very similar situation. So reports that had surfaced most recently had suggested that a deal was certainly imminent, really, if you like. A deal had been agreed. His agent had been tweeting out cryptic tweets suggesting that a deal has been agreed. But today, a report has surfaced in the last couple of hours or so, and this is from the Oracle, who's David Ornstein, who is a reliable source in regards to news in relation to the Arsenal. He's definitely come out and said or stated that Arsenal will certainly be losing their midfielder Aaron Ramsey, and it's particularly a tricky situation. I personally don't want him to leave. I'm a fan of Aaron Ramsey. I know he's a polarizing figure amongst fans, but personally, I like him as part of the team. Of course, last season he won Player of the Season, so he definitely was one of those players that were key for us, in particular within the Europa League run. But over the years, he has suffered from severe injuries, if you like. In particular, if you all do remember the Stoke injury, where he picked up a terrible leg break, and that was due to a tackle that was put on him by Ryan Shawcross back in the day. He's had other injuries since then, but to me, he's quite an important player within the team. A lot of people tend to say that he can't play in the team with Mesut Ozil. We have seen Mesut Ozil being deployed wide, even during Arsene Wenger, really. But I personally prefer having Aaron Ramsey in the team. But they've obviously reached a stalemate between him, his people, and the club. But it doesn't seem as if they have actually come to a conclusion. Arsenal have apparently retracted the deal. So let's just read the article that's come out today. And this is the article by David Ornstein on the BBC website. So the article states Arsenal midfielder Aaron Ramsey is likely to leave the club next summer after the Gunners withdraw the offer of a new deal. The 4-year agreement was in place, but before a final contract was drawn up, Arsenal pulled out. When contacted, BBC Sport, neither party would say that why the deal had collapsed. So no one's really wanting to come out, Arsenal and Aaron Ramsey's representatives, to confirm why this deal has collapsed. Ramsey's existing contract, as we all know, runs until June the 30th, 2019, which means that he will become a free agent next summer unless he is sold in January. So, of course, the club will not want to run a loss on this particular player. We did pay a minimal fee for him back in 2008, which makes him the longest serving member of the squad as we speak. So I do believe the club will not want to part ways on a free. They will most likely demand a fee, but if that, the fee will be a cut price fee. It'd be a very tricky situation in order for us to actually offload him in January. A lot of clubs won't be willing to actually pay a huge transfer fee for him. But in regards to this particular move, some reports have been suggesting that a deal with Paul Pogba is possible, and that is also on the cards. How true that is, I don't know. 50 million, Paul, maybe, I don't know, but 50 million in January will certainly be a bit too much. Hi, Roddy. So a deal apparently is on the cards with getting Paul Pogba to Arsenal. How true that is, I'm not too sure. A lot of people on social media have been mentioning this particular deal. We know the issues Paul Pogba is having at United. it is issues that he's been having with Jose Mourinho, and a video surfaced in the last couple of days or so of Paul Pogba and Mourinho exchanging what looked like some bitter words on the training ground, and it doesn't look happy at Man United at all. He has been criticising Jose Mourinho pretty much from the day he arrived at Old Trafford, even though Mourinho was the one who sanctioned the move for Pogba. So an exit is likely for Pogba. Is it going to be at Arsenal? I don't know. I personally don't think we can actually support or actually be able to afford his wages that he will certainly be demanding if he was going to be coming to the club. But that's one story that's definitely circulating in and around social media today, suggesting that Paul Pogba will be in exchange. If that is the case, I won't be happy with that particular deal. I'm not a huge fan of Pogba. Yes, I know he's a talented individual, but I don't think it does any good to the team in terms of building the team. It seems as if the world revolves around him. He's a huge character, which in some cases can certainly affect the team. So I won't be a fan of this move going through. Let me just read some of your comments. 35 million in January, that's a great deal for Ramsey. Will we get 35 million for him in January, Paul? I'm not too sure. It will be a tricky one. Of course, it would only be the wealthy clubs that can certainly afford this particular fee. I believe he's going to end up going for a cut price. If not, it will certainly be an exchange deal with another bigger club. But 35 million again for me will certainly be a bit too steep in that regards. But it seems as if he's heading for the exit door. We've had wonderful memories with Aaron Ramsey over the years. I regarded him as a future Arsenal captain. Even when Unai Emery came in, he was actually stating that Aaron Ramsey could possibly be a future captain. Pogba at Arsenal, just imagine, it will be lovely, but I'm not a fan of Pogba personally, Paul. It would be a very tricky situation in my opinion, but we'll have to certainly wait and see how this one develops. Of course, these things can change overnight. You never know how it will certainly pan out. Aaron Ramsey may end up signing a new contract. We don't know. So back in the summer, the reported wages that he was being offered by the club was in the region of about £220,000, £250,000 a week. Is he worth that much? Not too sure. A bit doubtful in that regards. Is there a team out there that can pay him those wages, or is there a team out there that is willing to pay him those wages? Most likely. A lot of teams are willing to break the bank in order to land whatever they want in terms of players. Yes, you're right, Pogba is overrated. He is slightly overrated in my opinion. Again, don't get me wrong, Paul, he's an absolutely fantastic player. But I do believe at times he does come across as a spoiled little brat. If things don't go his way, he starts to sulk and he starts to turn a team upside down. Similar situation at Juve, similar situation at Man United the first time round. And this time again, we're seeing him sulk. It's going to be a huge battle between him and Mourinho. Who's going to last? Who's going to leave first is the key question that's being asked in and around the sporting arena, if you want to call it that. But I don't see him being able to come to Arsenal. It's a huge ask to get him over. Of course, when we did the Alexis Sanchez deal a while ago, which was last year, we obviously got Henrik Mkhitaryan in exchange. So that was a direct exchange of the two players. Henrik Mkhitaryan, not a great exchange in that regards, but at this moment of speaking now, it seems as if we got the better deal between Alexis Sanchez and Henrik Mkhitaryan. So we will certainly have to keep an eye on this one as it develops over the weeks, if you like. If we get into January and no resolution has been reached in regards to this situation, then we know Aaron Ramsey will be heading for the exit door. It'd be quite sad really to see him leave, but I'm a fan of Aaron Ramsey personally, but hopefully we can come to a solution. But as it seems as if Aaron Ramsey will be heading for the exit door. So as usual guys, please do let me know what you think in the comments below. If you're watching this video and you're not subscribed to the channel, please do make sure that you do hit that subscribe button. Let's see what Paul's saying. What happened to Sanchez as well? What a shame, the greedy little rat. Yeah, there's a lot of bad blood between Arsenal fans and Alexis Sanchez. I definitely am sure that he's regretting his move to United at the moment. He's not faring well, and I believe the only reason that he is sliding under the radar at the moment because of his poor performances is purely because of this Pogba-Mourinho situation. But hopefully it can get resolved as soon as possible for us in regards to this Aaron Ramsey situation. Just to add to that Man United possible link as well, as you may all know, Man United wanted Ramsey before we got him from Cardiff. He was a player that Fergie really wanted, missed out on him. So I won't be surprised if the United hierarchy want to still go in for the player. Can they pay those wages that he's looking for? They definitely can. But as I said, as usual, guys, please do let me know what you think in the comments below. If you are watching this video and